Found footage films truly are a lost art these days. So when somebody gets it right, oh boy, they get it right. Guys, my name is Zack, and I love discussing cinema and all things entertainment, and I really do appreciate you guys clicking on the thumbnail today. I really do hope you enjoy your stay, because we are chugging right along in this year's Halloween playlist. This time around, we are looking at Wreck. And this Spanish found footage film was actually requested for this playlist by my buddy Brad. Let's Be Real with Brad on YouTube. I'll go ahead and leave a link to his channel down in the description box below. He deserves all of your support as well. Thank you so much for telling me I had to watch this movie, Brad, because this may be one of the most unique films we'll talk about this year. And we follow a late night TV host, Angela, along with her cinematographer, and they're following the fire department on a call to an apartment building, but the Spanish police seal off the building after an old woman is infected by a virus which gives her inhumane strength. Now, honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and beat around the bush. I'm not afraid to admit this, but I'm not really the biggest fan of found footage movies. Yes, of course, I've seen the Blair Witch Project. I've seen most of the Paranormal Activity films, which apparently there's another one coming out, which... But they just never really found the same level of appeal to me as some of the other classic horror movies we're not only talking about this year, but last year as well. And Wreck, I felt like, had a bigger hill to climb than most found footage films we were getting over here in the United States. Now, Wreck is a Spanish film, and that will egregiously put up a barrier for some people. But I think once you look past the subtitles, and I think this is the case with every foreign film, but it's gonna open up a whole lot of new realms and avenues for audiences to explore. And it really does allow you to enjoy some truly gripping stories. Wreck is one of those movies for me. I was transfixed from this thing from the very beginning. For starters, the camera work and the direction is among some of the best I've seen in the found footage realm. Sure, there's little editing tricks thrown into the mix to make it look like it's all one take, but it almost feels like you're watching a shoestring home movie, which gives Wreck such a raw atmosphere, which in turn makes it all the more terrifying when this zombie virus thing, whatever it is, takes a stranglehold on these characters. Speaking of, these characters are all so well realized. All these actors do a marvelous job establishing who these people are in normal everyday circumstances. But then when shit hits the fan, this movie is off to the races. And if you guys are not on that train when it takes off, well then you're just shit out of luck. Now keeping in mind, Wreck is not a very long movie. It's only about 78 minutes. And that's my only little nitpick that I have with this film. It's that I really wish we got more time with these characters. But the pro of this nitpick is that this movie is so incredibly fast-paced. Every single little event feels like it's got purpose and stakes. And that all comes down to an immaculate screenplay which, again, does a wonderful job with the given circumstances, as well as elevating them with high-tension incidents, which are gory. Now, I know I just talked about Halloween Kills here on the channel, but I think that the found footage element really ups the fear factor of these incidents. Because in that sense, everything feels like it could actually happen in our everyday lives. Now guys, I hate sounding like a broken record on this channel, but I'll say it again. Fear is subjective. So not everybody is going to find Wreck that scary, or record, depending on what you want to call it. But on the contrary, I found this film squirm in your pants. Because as I've alluded to, it really does feel like the events of Wreck could happen in our normal everyday lives. And don't you worry, I will not spoil exactly how this movie ends. But if you know the final iconic shot of this movie, you are certainly aware that it is one of the most horrific endings you will ever see. Now, my suggestion is actually going to be to head into Record or Wreck, again, whatever you want to call it. But I would recommend going into this thing totally blind, especially if you're like me, who's never seen this film before. But either way you slice it, I think you'll find a lot of enjoyment in this film, especially over the Halloween season. I'm gonna give Wreck an A. Wreck somehow made this art form legitimately terrifying again in 2007. And in case you're wondering, no, I have not seen the shot-for-shot English remake called Quarantine. And that's because, well, why on earth would I waste my time like that? But this is all, of course, just my opinion. What are your guys' thoughts on Rec? Have you seen it before? Did you love it as much as I did? Feel free to sound off with all of your thoughts about Rec down in the comments section below. Let's go ahead and continue this discussion further. And feel free to let me know as well what your favorite found footage film of all time is. Because as you know, I love creating this content. I love discussing all things cinema with you guys. If these topics sound appealing to you, then I would recommend hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. This channel is on the road to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm hoping to reach by the end of the year. So I would really appreciate if you guys smashed that button down below. It would be really beneficial to not just the channel, but to all of you guys watching it. Might I add, it's also totally free. You know what else is completely free is hitting that thumbs up button on your way out. This is also really helpful in getting this content out there. And as always, guys, look out for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon. I just reviewed both Halloween Kills and The Last Duel, which both hit theaters this past weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled for the next entry into this year's Halloween playlist. We're looking at The Others. Yeah, I'm so happy that my buddy Amanda recommended this movie to me because I have not seen it in a while. A rewatch is long overdue. But clearly lots of exciting videos to look out for and much more. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence.